I want to talk to you about a company that went public toward the end of last year. fuboTV, the CEO, David Gandler, is joining us once again to talk about some of the big gains they've made. Congratulations. It's good to have you
Thank you.
back. 547,880 paid subscribers. I want to key on something that you said in an interview I watched about that, which really made my ears perk up. That the people who are using fuboTV, who might engage in perhaps sports gaming or betting, actually stick around and watch longer than the rest of us. That's really key, I imagine, as you grow your platform.
Absolutely. It's very important. I think what's becoming very clear is that 90% of people who place bets watch live sports. And the people who are betting are also spending more time watching more sports. And overall entertainment viewership is up. So this is a key area of focus for us as we continue to expand our service.
David, talking about some of those key areas of growth here as you do expand your service, what are some of the priorities that you have in place here for 2021? Because like Adam was saying, that 70% growth number that you put up in subscribers, that's going to be hard to replicate going forward.
Well, I think if you look at it, on in a very isolated way, it might seem like a large number. I think the reality is you have over 75 million people that are still subscribing to cable or satellite services. So the size of the TAM and the top of the funnel is actually quite large. I think there's a recent Parks Associates report that came out, which highlighted that of customers who have broadband and cable, 43% are likely to switch to a virtual MVPD service in the next 12 months. So we think that this is a level of growth that we think is relatively sustainable over the next few years.
But it's also the deals that you have with the major leagues that now will expand into sports wagering. And I'm not talking about the outcome of the game. I'm talking about in real time, where will he get on base or not, or will she get on base or not? I mean, that's game changing.
It is. And the beautiful thing about platforms like ours is that they're all user initiated. So it's not like a broadcast where it's one to many. You can actually create discrete experiences for people, and they can activate certain features that they like. And this certainly is game changing. What it does is it changes the way we watch television. We have been historically passive viewers, meaning you just sit down on your couch and you hang out and you watch TV. Now this business is really shifting towards active participation. And I think that is really the big difference, and the reason why we're excited about our business, and the fact that we are so technology driven really gives us a leg up on everybody else.
David, talking about everybody else, I mean, the competition is out there. We just got news this week that Dish TV is teaming up with DraftKings to really integrate sports betting on the platform. How do you view the competition, and just in terms of the ability there to separate yourself from some of those big competitors out there?
Yeah, well, again, I still believe we have a very unique opportunity. We have been competing with big companies, as you know, in the cable space, in the virtual MVPD space. This is nothing new. We have certainly differentiated on the video side. We continue to add market share. 2018, we're about 1% of total virtual MVPD subs, and today, after our fourth quarter numbers, we're roughly around 5%. And for the wagering side, I think it's also unique. What DraftKings and Dish has done is they validated what I have been saying for quite some time. But at the same time, we still will have a very different opportunity. Fubo will not only have control its own video data and experience, but it's also going to be a regulated sports book, which means we will have access to both of those data streams, which would allow us to really create a seamless experience. I think the problem with having two separate services is that you cannot combine the data just because you have regulatory privacy rules that just don't allow for that. So to create a seamless experience will be significantly harder. In our situation, if we know what you're watching, let's say you're watching a Lakers game, we could immediately push a bet slip to you of the Lakers game without you having to really do any work. And that's just the data integration. That doesn't even include all of the possibilities around product integration. So again, I think we're at the forefront of this, and we're very, very well positioned to be a leader, at least in this very specific space.
That data integration you just described in the model that you just outlined for us, is there secondary revenue generation from that? I mean, I understand pushing something to me to make a wager, but then that data that I actually said yes or no to becomes valuable to someone else out there. Can you monetize that?
Yeah, well, that's the key, because what we're talking about is that Fubo would control a linked experience between the video and the betting. And so what that provides us is the complete data picture, which then obviously gives us more insight into the types of viewers we have, and ultimately allows us to better monetize them across advertising, which, as you know, is another key area and a also very important profit driver for the company.